This is the Frank and Friends Show. Hi, I'm Frank Murphy. I apologize about the audio quality of this episode. I found out too late that Sarah Roberto's microphone didn't work, but I decided to post the episode anyway because what she said was so funny and entertaining. I think you'll enjoy it if you can bear with us. Thanks. This is the Frank and Friends Show. Hi, I'm Frank Murphy.
Hey, I'm Sarah Roberto.
What? I bleeped you.
Don't do that. I didn't say anything yet.
I had so much fun bleeping you.
Can you see my hand?
Which doesn't sound good. I mean, maybe I should rephrase how I say that. We had so much fun bleeping your naughty language.
You said it one time. One time.
Yeah, that's twice now.
One time. What man? I can't.
That's three.
First word.
Oh, Sarah. Well, she's giving me more work. But instead of bleeping, I found this dramatic stinger, which you just heard 3 times. And so fun.
Yeah, see, I tried to behave. You just antagonized me.
Yes, I did on purpose. Because I thought maybe you'd walk into that. I thought maybe we could have that fun.
Maybe I should hide behind this towel.
Oh, the Frank and Friends towel.
Oh.
Did you get yours in the mail yet?
In shape. No, it's on its way.
You did not. I don't believe you.
I can show you the receipt. I got one of these.
Get out.
And I got the hat.
Oh, that's fantastic. You got the bucket hat.
I did not get the towel because I have
It's not towel. It's not towel season. But
it isn't.
And what are you going to do? Hang this in the office? It's the same beautiful artwork. I did.
It's really large.
We did take this to the Tennessee Valley Fair and hang it as a banner at the back of the.
That's a very fair thing to do.
Culinary art stage. Go to frankandfriendshow.com/store like Sarah did.
Yes.
And patronize. Get yourself a bucket hat. Get yourself whatever it is you like. Get yourself a Frank and Friends mug. Hold that up, would you?
Directly to your door.
Yeah, because if they send it somewhere else, you wouldn't be the one benefiting from it.
You got to support the show.
Yeah. Support the show by subscribing on YouTube. I get carried away because, we gain, like after one of your episodes, we gain subscribers.
Like 2 whole people.
3, I think.
Woo!
But then, actually, technically 4, because we lost some in the course of this transaction. It goes up and it goes down, and it goes up and it goes down.
They probably see people like me and they go, nope.
So I have to stop. I got to stop looking at the number because it just...
You can't look at the numbers. It's
just
like
drives me crazy.
When I post a TikTok, which we need to do today. We need to do a little...
You're the TikToker queen.
TikTok at the end.
Tick away, talk away.
You do a TikTok and sometimes it's stupid and you almost think, why did I talk about that? Like I did a TikTok recently about how, I'm dieting and food tastes weird sometimes. Yeah. And I said the chicken was too chickeny. Uh-huh. And people thought that was funny. It was like a story. So, like on Instagram, it shows up for just a minute. That got like 800 views.
Wow.
And then I post something about really funny about my dog and like 100 people look at it. So who the hell knows? Okay.
Well, I mean, chicken is one of those things where if you overcook it, it just gets rubbery and it's terrible.
No, there's something about chicken. I think I've eaten too much chicken and broccoli the last few months. Mm-hmm. And there's times when I make it and I go to eat it and I eat a bite and I go.
Could it be that the chicken has taken on a broccoli taste?
No, I don't cook them together. It's just, there's just something about chicken that it's suddenly it's like an animal to me. It tastes, some people feel that way. Like I love salmon. Do you like salmon?
Yeah,
people either like
I bought some salmon burgers. In fact, I think Jere and I are planning on those for dinner tonight.
Salmon burgers are good. Put some avocado and some bacon on there.
I don't have those things in the house, but we can get them.
Hit up your local grocery store. But I was saying some people feel that way about salmon. They
if salmon is not cooked, I avoided salmon for a long time because I had one that was undercooked, and the sliminess of it got to me. When it's cooked properly, salmon is amazing.
It's so good.
It's not my favorite fish.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of other favorite fish. Well, I'm now into mackerel, canned mackerel. I'll probably have that for lunch today.
I still never had mackerel.
And it's fine. I thought it would taste fishy, and it doesn't taste like anything. It just tastes like meat. It tastes more like the olive oil that it's packed in than it tastes like a fish. So I find it very...
I would have a hard time with that.
Very delicious.
In this moment in my life, I would eat a bite and go no. But there's also I also do that with things like cheesecake and other things that I haven't had in a long time, like desserts. Well, it tastes really sweet.
Jere was at the grocery store and she said she was going to ask me if we needed anything. And I said, we need some milk, we need some fruit, and maybe some other vegetables. But I don't know what it was. It's just we ended up, we're still teenagers in love. We ended up staying on the phone for 30 plus minutes as she's walking up and down the aisles of the store describing everything to me. Which is a terrible idea, except that they were having the German food, and so she's looking at, the schnitzels and the spätzle and here was this.
Gesundheit.
German apple walnut cake.
Okay.
And she said the way she described it, it just sounded fantastic because I love apples and I love walnuts, and it's autumn, and look at me, I've got on an orange shirt, and I've got.
Who doesn't like cake?
I've got the mums. Well, as soon as she brought it home, I said, here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take this cake. It's kind of looked like a pizza, really, more than a cake. It's kind of a flat thing. We opened it up and we sliced it up into at least eight pieces, and she put them in wax paper, and we froze them separately from one another and put them back in the freezer.
That's good.
So now we'll never eat it.
Yeah, you're not eating it all at once, because we had the bad habit of like cutting it and eating the whole day.
A couple of weeks ago she was there and they had the apple cider doughnuts.
Oh, yeah.
Which are fantastic. So she brings them home, and we're trying to behave and watch our portion size. So we would take one donut, we'd cut it in half, and we'd have half, right?
Yeah.
Well, the apple cider donuts turned green. I looked at them, and unless they're Granny Smith apple cider donuts, and I misunderstood why they're green.
They should not be green.
Yeah, so I threw them out.
They should be brown.
I threw them out. So we had one apple cider donut. I had to throw out 5, and it bugged me. But while she's there at the store, they only have them for a limited time, She buys another 6. But what do? I open up that thing and I put each one in a Ziploc bag.
Okay.
And
so there's no chance.
And then we put them back in the freezer.
Yeah.
Because she said they felt like they had been frozen at the store. She felt like they were thawing at the store. And so we've had 1, and there's 5 still in the freezer. So that's pretty good, right?
All the donuts. You know what our favorite new dessert is? Now you're talking about donuts, because we've both been dieting together. Yeah. It's frozen grapes.
I can see that.
Someone suggested that to us, and I thought, it's really strange, but take your grapes, put them in the freezer, take them out.
Do you know
they like crunch?
When the grandkids were here, they were bugging me to buy them cotton candy grapes. Have you had those?
Yes, they're good.
Well, apparently they are so popular, specifically at Aldi, which is the store that we happen to be shopping with the kids, and also where Jere got all this other stuff I'm talking about.
It's a good
store. I read that their cotton candy grapes are so popular that what they've started doing is they sell out, right?
Yeah.
So now they're going to freeze them and sell them later in the year as frozen cotton candy grapes. Yeah. And most people will probably just eat them frozen like you're talking about.
Try it, people. Try it at home.
I don't know.
It's better for you than a donut.
I don't know. I got to look at myself. By the way, speaking of, I have, obviously you and I have both been dieting since we had that conversation here on this show. One of the first time you were here, I think this year. So back in April, May, somewhere around there.
Yeah, I was trucking along.
Because usually it's, I forget about you and then your birthday comes along and I'm like, where's Sarah been?
And then it's like, have me on the show.
And then, but thankfully you've worked me into your schedule a little more regularly, and I love it.
It's fun. I like being here.
But since then, I'm trying to lose weight for Scholars Bowl, obviously, and I can tell my success based on the shirts that I wear and jackets that I wear for Scholars Bowl, because over the past 8 years, I've had to progressively buy larger shirts and larger jackets.
We all have.
But
after COVID-19, that's normal.
So this year, the shirts and stuff that I bought for last year are too big. I'm down a cop neck size, so I'm going to be going back to. I didn't throw anything out. Yeah. I'm going back to the wardrobe from 2021.
No, that's good. That is the best.
Well, it would be better if I could go back to 2017 or 2018, because that's when I.
But do you keep those clothes? Because women, we totally keep those clothes. Like I have clothes from high school.
I kept them because I really thought this is a mistake. I know I have to buy fat shirts.
Yeah.
But I hate it.
No, I don't keep the heftier, the huskier, if you will, clothes.
Well, I mean, I was still wearing them last week or 2 weeks ago. I mean, I'm only just now figured out. I went to the Haiti benefit where I got this beautiful mum. The red mum, the orange mum still hasn't bloomed. So I'm at the thing and I look at myself in the mirror and it looks like I've got my dad's shirt on because you can fit.
Yeah, because it's a little big.
There's too much room in the collar.
That's the best feeling ever.
So I came home from that Haiti benefit and I tried on I went to the back of the closet, or not all the way back because those are really skinny shirts, but part of the way back.
There's no man's land back there. I would never fit in these again. Which begs the question, why do you keep it? But we didn't.
Because you hope to fit in them again.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, they'll be so, they'll look so ridiculous.
But sometimes you keep stuff long enough, Frank Murphy, where it comes back
in style.
Yeah. Like I have flared jeans from 15 years ago, and they're back.
I have clothes older than you.
Yeah. No.
I'm sure I do. I'm sure I have ties, specifically ties, that I got in the 80s.
They're born in the 80s?
Oh, I know I do, because for whatever reason, they survived multiple moves, and And I
Why not keep them?
And I didn't wear ties a lot, because in radio, why would I wear ties? So when I got the TV job, we kind of went rummaging around, looked for what ties we had. I had, and there's a few that, I can tell by the label on the back, and I remember the tie that I wore this tie in 1980 when I started working at Wolf Trap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I have clothes from the mid-90s.
Okay.
So that's
what?
Yeah, well, that's old now. I mean,
to you,
gosh.
I'm joking that's recent to me.
Oh, it feels recent to me too. But I actually have a dress that I never wore that has an old Dillard's tag on it from like 1996. Yeah.
What'll be really creepy is when you start finding ones from stores that are out of business, as I'm sure I have upstairs.
Here's a Miller's tag.
Yeah. For me, it would be
Woolworths.
These stores from the D.C. area, like Hex and Woodward and Lothrop and all these others. Let me check my beard, though. Does it look okay?
Yes. It looks fantastic. What are you doing?
Well, today was a beard rehearsal.
Okay.
I had a beard rehearsal this morning because...
What is a beard rehearsal?
I've gotten a little lax over the summer with the...
a little woolly, a little scruffy.
Yeah, and also even with the, with the showering every day, like on days when no one's coming over. And I can just jump in the pool. I got this idea from my friend Bean. He hates it. He thinks it's a terrible idea, but it sounded good to me when he was talking about it on a show that, on days you don't need to shower if you can go for a swim.
It's true.
So
that's summer.
Yeah.
Summer life.
So I was doing that, but also on days when there's a podcast coming in, then obviously I have to turn it on and doll up. But I also, we're all days away from the beginning of the Scholars Bowl taping season. So I thought I'm going to try the different thing on the beard, because I had been trying to make my face look thinner. I've been trying to...
We do that with makeup.
To cover, a little, you kind of do a little distract, use a little bit of smoke and mirrors, do a little bit of distraction, maybe let it grow a little longer.
Do it.
So I'm trying to, I think it looks good. Anyway, I hope
it looks really, really good. Yeah. No,
this is the vanity portion of our program.
I don't know, men could do that. So we do that with makeup, like we contour.
Yeah, I've heard of contouring.
Different things, and then we also wear, like, can't see, but I have super high-waisted jeans up, like they're almost up above my belly button, and they suck everything in.
Well, I didn't know men could do it either, but my...
You can do it with jackets, too. Men can do it with jackets.
Oh, sure. I love jackets.
You see politicians that don't look so big, and then you see them in, like, on the golf course or something, and you're like, oh, you're a little chunkster, but all right.
No, I bought a couple of fat jackets in April when I did the show with Beth Haynes and the show with Charlie Daniel and a few of those guys. I had to go up a jacket size so it would look...
That's a humbling experience.
To hide, because you're sitting there, and you're kind of exposed on that particular set. At least at Scholars Bowl, I've got the podium I can hide behind.
At our highest weight, Andrew and I went to the Medal of Honor banquet in 2021 or 2022? I think it was last year.
Yeah.
And I mean, that was a highlight for Knoxville because it was the nationwide Medal of Honor.
The second time it's been here, at least.
Yeah, and we sat at the mayor's table, and it was like it was unlike anything I've ever been to. And I had this dress that I'm significantly smaller, but I literally, there's a photo of me, and I'm like, I am stuffed like a sausage into this stupid dress. My husband, he had on like a vest underneath his jacket, and the vest was like, the buttons were pulling for dear life. And we look back on that, and we're like, did we not realize how ridiculous this looks?
I am emceeing an event for the Children's Museum, and they asked me for photos.
Yes.
And they were pulling photos that they had on file of me at the Children's Museum.
We do your AI photos.
And you have my...
We've got to do it.
Go ahead.
Okay, we got it.
I'm not going to do it. You can do it.
We can do it.
But I had... They're pulling these photos of me at previous Children's Museum events.
Okay.
And, of course, I look like two different people in some of them.
Was it from like 5, 10, 15 years ago?
One of them was from 2018, so it's 5 years ago. So I've got my hair done differently, and I've got the beard shaved down to like nothing, like stubble. And, of course, the weight is good, but then I don't look like that. Mm-hmm. So then they've got one with Dr. Bass and me, and the jacket is, you can see the jacket is buttoned, but it's coming apart. It's like...
It's holding on for dear life.
It's embarrassing. Very embarrassing.
Isn't it humbling to look at old photos? But
yeah, I mean, when Stacey McLeod was here, she did show up, by the way. I was pulling some old photos of us together because we were talking about how we knew each other. And back in 2009, when she was leaving town,
2009.
I had maybe a picture even before that.
Way back when.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, oh man, I don't know if I'm going to share that one because I look so skinny. I don't even recognize myself.
A minute ago.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
So it's a thing. I mean, we all struggle with it, and
that's also a privilege privilege to get older. It's a privilege to, I can definitely look at my face and go, oh, those wrinkles were there. My neck looks different.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't bother, getting old doesn't bother me because I think about my 2 grandfathers and my father. And I'm if you take them, their age of death. Here we go.
Yeah.
Ready for death talk?
Death.
You ready?
Death talk.
You take my father's death, his father's death, and my mother's father's death, and you average them out, it's this age that I am right now.
Yeah.
Because my father died at 50, which is pretty young.
Like a heart disease or?
Stroke.
Yeah.
Cerebral hemorrhage.
Oof.
Yeah, and his father died at 62, and then my other grandpa died at 77, so you average all that out, and ta-da.
Yeah, I mean, you were a man of the year, in 2017, as I recall.
Oh, please explain what that means.
Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Well, Frank Murphy's just man of the year.
It was her fault.
Every other couple of years.
Totally your fault.
Somebody comes down from the heavens and goes, oh, man of the year. Sorry, I made that really weird for some reason.
It sounded very lovely.
Man and Woman of the Year is something that Leukemia and Lymphoma Society does as a fundraiser, and if you raise the most money in that particular fundraising window, you are Man of the Year, Woman of the Year. I ran for it and didn't make it. I lost by $800 in 2016.
So she comes to me.
You did it.
So you and Lori, come over and meet with me and try to talk me into doing this.
Because he raised the most money, people.
I didn't know at the time.
I'm sorry.
But I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm not good at fundraising. How am I going to do this? And you're telling me that, you've got to do it, you've got to do it, you've got to do it.
Yeah.
And you're pushing me and nudging me and pushing me and nudging me.
And it's a great cause.
And apparently I said something in that meeting that you and Lori Friel knew that you had me hooked. Because I asked the question about what would it take for me to win, because I'm not going to enter the contest if I can't win.
Yeah. That is, you just hit the nail on the head. Like when you're in development, when you're in fundraising, that's what you look for, is if they're starting to strategize, you got them.
Well,
bingo.
Thank you to all my friends and family who donated, because I managed to win. Now, I would not be able to win again because the people in the subsequent years. My goodness. My strategy was I take the guy who won the year before was also a radio guy.
Yes.
And how much did he raise?
Raise a bit more.
Can I top that?
Yes.
That should be enough to win.
That is a solid strategy.
So I did.
Yes.
And that was in the mid 30s, upper 30,000s.
Yes. I raised $23,000 myself, and I felt like that. I mean, I still feel like it was one of the greatest feats of my life.
Right, so I had to beat that. So I was in the 30-something.
I thought it was 35 or 33.
It was, somewhere. It was either 30.
Great amount of money.
35 or 38. I don't remember, but probably say 35 because it's in the middle. And then subsequently, they got these guys who are rich to run, and they're raising 100,000.
The next guy raised over $150,000 by himself.
That's
now
insane.
His story too, I think your story also plays a big role in fundraising, right? So for me, I was talking about my mom, which my mom had died, some time ago, died in 2005, but the gentleman who raised $150,000 locally, his wife had just passed away in the last year of blood cancer.
Yeah.
And
so it was very personal, and people wanted to do tribute to her, and it was a great way to do that.
I mean, holy crap.
Yeah, watch with the cuss words. I'm gonna.
I was just. We were sitting at the table together that year. It was in 2018, right?
Yeah.
And we were just like, what?
We had the worst table. They put us in the back.
They put us in the very back.
That was,
in the very back.
I think I was the MC, so maybe that's why they put me at the. When I'm the MC of an event, I said, give me the worst seat.
Oh,
in fact,
they did.
Usually put me in the very front, but face away, with my back to the stage, because I'm not going to be using the chair.
We were in the back.
Yeah, we were in the back. We were. If the window hadn't been there, we would have been in the street.
We would have literally been in the street of the press room. I thought they were going to give us jackets and make us clear China or something, from the dinner.
Anyhow, so support LLS.
For sure. Or really any nonprofit that you fit fun.
Oh, here she goes. She's warming up.
Yeah.
She's warming up because she knows that it is time to mention that this episode is sponsored by bonezones.com. Don't forget the S.
Don't ever forget the S.
And Sarah has promised all of us, especially Bruce Patrick, that she would keep going with the Bone Zones jingle.
Bruce Patrick.
Because you can get this autographed Dr. Bass merchandise at bonezones.com. Don't forget the S.
Bone Zones, get your Bone Zones. We're going to sound like Tina Turner, but kind of not really.
Keep going.
Maybe just Bone Zones.
Uh-huh.
Dr. Bill Bass gonna take your place.
Yeah, you got it probably can probably put away the short sleeve T-shirt and go with the beautiful long sleeve T-shirt, right?
Nice.
Yeah, it's great. Imagine wearing this for Halloween.
Yes, this is the time for Bone Zones.
Mm-hmm.
October is full on Bone Zones time. It's time to bone your zones.
Yep. Don't forget the S.
Zones.
Don't forget the
with
S. Don't forget the S.
With an S. See, you can see it right here.
You can get the Bill Bass books, Death's Acre, Carved in Bone. In fact, if you're interested in the history of the Body Farm, you might want to come see that the lecture that Bone Zones has booked me to do, the history of the Body Farm at Von Orr Library, Thursday, October 19th. We talked about this, I think, last time you were here. Thursday, October 19th, 7 p.m. I'll be doing the history of the Body Farm, which means I got to get the PowerPoint. I got to figure that out.
Oh, yeah.
But it's okay. I'll do it.
Yeah, I have a lot of that at work. People come to me who make a lot more money than me, and they want me to do their PowerPoints. It's quite sad.
Well, I'll do my own.
I can help you with the PowerPoint.
Aw.
Can we put skeletons all over it?
Yeah, I have. I have photos of an actual decomposing guy in the various stages, and it's very gross. But
yeah, I don't want to see that. I will not be coming to this lecture.
That one might not be appropriate for the history of the Body Farm. I don't know. I disassociated
when I started doing a Bone Zones song because it's all about death and decay and.
That's what they study. It's the Body Farm. That's the whole point of the books, and that's why people read them. Anyway, bonezones.com. Don't forget the S. Come on and join me in Von Orr on Thursday the 19th, 7 p.m. It'll be a fun time. And we'll have all the merch. We'll have everything set up. You don't have to order. If you didn't want to order it online, you could just drive to Von Orr and buy it in person.
Just in time for spooky season.
Yes.
It's spooky season.
That's fantastic.
You know what else it's time for?
What?
All those fall coffees.
Oh, yes. Where are they? You threatened now.
I need to bring them.
Thrice. No, you're never going to bring them. I don't believe you.
You're letting. I'm going to come back at Christmas and I'll be like, sorry, there's no more pumpkin.
I know. You're letting the statute of limitations run out is what you're doing. You're waiting until there are no more. I don't even need pumpkin spice.
I dropped the coffee ball. Oops.
See, I like pumpkin flavor.
Yes.
But the pumpkin spice doesn't have a lot of pumpkin in it. It's mostly cinnamon and nutmeg, right?
It depends on what else you put in it. So, like, if you want to be, like, really basic and go to Starbucks, you just ask for extra things. Like, you could ask for extra pumpkin pie spice, and it gives it that extra.
Does it taste like pumpkin?
Zing, yeah.
Okay, because to me it tastes like cinnamon and nutmeg.
It depends on what you get. Yeah.
Well, I saw on I'm not trying to plug Aldi. I should sell them a commercial, but I saw that they have a pumpkin cold foam.
Yes.
In a can.
You can make that.
I don't know.
Easy?
I don't know.
I
don't need it. I don't want it. I drink coffee black.
No, it's whimsical. Do not.
That should be the title of this episode right there.
But it's whimsical. You take. This is for all the pumpkin spice people. You take a little bit of canned pumpkin, like a half a cup.
Yeah.
You take some heavy cream and some vanilla. You mix it all together.
And that's
your
pumpkin cold foam. Yeah, that's all there is to it.
It's easy. Yeah.
Okay, if I had a reason to do it, I might. But I mean, I would rather if I'm going to burn the calories on that, I would rather eat an apple cider donut or the apple walnut cake. When
I say you mix it all together, you do need to have something like a mixer that mixes at high speeds.
Right, you don't just stir it.
You don't just stir it. I want to be clear about that.
You got to really combine it.
I don't want you to mess up your pumpkin foam, guys.
Okay.
That would ruin fall.
Well, it does. We both look kind of autumnal.
I know.
I don't know what day of the week I'll put this episode out, probably a Monday or Tuesday.
But it'll probably be October.
Oh, it will be. It'll be because my goal is to record enough that I don't have to take a hiatus from the podcast like I did last year. I was overwhelmed from Scholars Bowl, so I'm trying to. Fingers crossed. We're going in.
Isn't October?
Stay on target. Stay on target.
Here's the thing. Isn't October the best month of the year?
No.
Yes, it is.
April.
Isn't
your birthday in April?
It is in April, but who cares about my stinking birthday?
June. I like June. My birthday is in June. I think that's the best month.
We've already talked about this. It's too hot. It's too hot. It's too humid.
All right, then July.
But July's the worst. I think October's the best. Agree or disagree?
I disagree. To me, I think I've said this on many times on the podcast, but I've never said it directly to you.
Yes.
To me, fall is illness leading to death. Spring is rebirth. Summer is life. Fall is decay into death. That's what I think of fall.
You're Catholic, aren't you?
Yeah. But I mean, look at how much my leaves fall off the trees. My unripe figs, which were such a disappointment this year, just wither and die and fall to the ground. Everything falls to the ground, and I have to pick it all up. And I have to clean it up, and I have to move the leaves. I hate leaves.
Think of the downside of every season, but fall is the best. It's the crisp air, and I've already talked about this.
The days are getting shorter, which causes my seasonal affective disorder to kick in.
Yes. Well, and everybody goes back to school before, October. They really go in like August, and that's when, all the diseases come back, all the illnesses, all the respiratory.
Well, I'm not talking about that kind of illness. I'm talking about, imagine just someone in their, an elderly death rattle, as the trees
as they shuffle off this earth.
Yeah, as their trees shed their leaves and just go dormant. I mean, at least they're coming back. That's the only thing I've got going for me, but I'm not a fan.
Let's talk about something.
I'm not a fan of winter, and fall to me is like a coming attraction for winter. Coming soon.
Winter is no fun.
Yeah, winter is terrible. Let's get you used to it gradually with this thing called fall.
Let's talk about something with more levity, like tax season.
Oh, sure. Well, I wore this orange shirt, which is where I was headed, to tell you that I wore it to remind me, to tell you that I wore it to the Emily Ann Roberts concert, which was my first country concert.
Ever?
Unless you count, I think...
I
think a long time ago, my friend, a different friend, Bruce, in the D.C. area, wanted us to go see the Rosington Collins Band at the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland.
Who is that?
They were the survivors of Leonard Skinner. After Leonard Skinner's plane crash.
But I'm in Tennessee. We don't care about Leonard Skinner.
Right. But these guys, he was a Skinner fan, and these were the ones who were still alive.
That's not country.
But we get there, and he's told us it's going to be like a Skinner concert, right?
Okay.
We get there, and the Rosington Collins Band is the opening act for Charlie Daniels, which we didn't know because he had the tickets, and it was pre-internet. We didn't know. We're just going to what we think is a Skinner concert, or survivors of Skinner concert at the Capitol Center, and we get there, and the Rosington Collins Band is on the place. Most of the lights are still on, and the place is half full, and people don't seem to care. And they go, well, what's the big deal about this? And then he says, and you realize it's a Charlie Daniels concert.
Yeah, but it's not a real country concert unless you wear cowboy boots.
Does that count?
You sneak, you have somebody throw up on you mid-concert, and you snuck in your booze of choice in said boot. Oh. Like, if you don't have those things happen,
it's not
a country concert.
This is at the Bijou. It's Emily Ann's...
No, there ain't no country concert at the Bijou. No. I love the Bijou.
She said, no, she made it a country concert.
Yeah, but...
She made a big deal.
It's not the vibe.
It's called Can't Hide Country.
You gotta watch country at the fair.
Well, hang on now. I'm going to defend Emily Ann.
Cotton Eye Joe.
I'm going to defend Emily Ann because she talked about how they tried to turn her into a pop country act.
They did.
And it didn't work. And she didn't like it. And she just said, basically, the heck with it. You can't hide country. I'm country.
It worked for Kelsey Ballerini.
Well, she's not going that path. Okay. So she's going to be...
Kelsey Ballerini's pretty dang big. She played on the VMAs. No,
is she country or pop?
Heck yeah, she's country.
All right, well then maybe that is the...
Morris.
See, I don't know. Maybe that's the path.
It's like I don't know these people.
I know, I've heard the names.
Kelsey Ballerini is from here.
Central High School.
Yeah.
And Kenny Chesney is from Gibbs High School, and Morgan Wallen is from Gibbs High School, and Emily Ann Roberts is from Carnes High School. I know the trivia.
Yes.
I know the local trivia.
They're all country.
Right, but I've never seen any of them sing, except now Emily Ann.
I think I've seen all of those people at least once.
I watched a music video of what's her name, Kelsey, that she filmed at her high school.
Yes.
I watched the music video. It was all about Knoxville. It was nice.
She's awesome.
But Emily Ann, I think, is going to be awesome also because
Emily Ann is awesome.
She talked about how she's now basically restarting, hit the reset button, and is now going full on.
Being authentic.
Yeah.
Doing what she wants to do.
So I thought it was a good show, and I wore this orange shirt to the concert, and with a jacket to hide,
Yeah.
But at one point, I've got to find this on the phone to show you, but at one point, they do a thing where she says, okay, everybody, go to your phones, and I couldn't make it work. There's some website you're supposed to go to. But someone else, remember Cindy Arnold, who used to work at Whimsical?
Oh, yes.
Somehow she was able to find this picture or get it emailed to her from Emily Ann. Emily Ann emailed her the picture. But what it is, it's a picture that the professional photographer took of Emily Ann with her back to the audience. So
nice.
If you were to zoom in far enough,
do you see yourself?
Oh, I know. I'm positive.
It's such a beautiful theater.
Yeah. So
I have a photo on my phone with Emily Ann Roberts, but we'd have to dig for it.
So you see this goon sitting in the row by himself.
Oh, all alone.
That's me. And there's another picture. She put out a little YouTube video where I think the people in front of me even had left, and you can see the orange shirt. I mean, I know because I know where I'm sitting. Yeah. I'm sitting in M23, which is the same seat that I always get when I get a press comp for Go Contemporary Dance Works, or it's the press comp seat. Well, I'm sitting in the row. And there was this guy named Ken, and I should look up his wife's name, because they were sitting next to me, and they're asking, well, how do you know Emily Ann? Mm-hmm. I'm like, I don't know Emily Ann. I'm just here because I'm going to interview her on one of my shows in the future. Okay. And they invited me. They gave me this press ticket so that I could see who Emily Ann is and be involved in that, right? So they're like, well, we're neighbors of Emily Ann. We love her so much, and she's just so wonderful. And then the lady says to me, hey, what's your name? Because she thinks she recognizes me, from something, from radio. It turns out she recognized me from the old Top 40 show. And she did follow me on, say the name. I think this is her. I think this is Sharon. Yeah, this is her. Sharon and Ken. So I noticed that they followed me on Frank Instagram? And Friends on Instagram. So it was great because I gave her a card. So Sharon and Ken, if you're watching the show, I enjoyed sitting next to you. And they even said, look, this row, we got these from her agent. Her agent wasn't able to go, so we got these extra tickets. Yeah. And I said, obviously, I'm sitting in the row with the agent, and then some other guy sitting next to me, and they're like, who's that? Is that your friend? I'm like, no, I don't know this guy. Know these people. He must work for the agency. Well, really, by the time Emily Ann started, they're like, there's a great opening act. Some guy from Kentucky. He's worth looking up, whoever he is.
You don't know his name?
Am I supposed to know his name?
I don't know. I'm just curious. I like going to concerts.
Well, I can look him up because Emily Ann posted about him on Instagram. So, yes, we can look up his name. Yes. But he was very country. Yeah. And he had been on American Idol.
So, technically, then I probably know who he is. Unless it's been in the last, 5 years, because I used to religiously watch American Idol. But in
I assume
the
it
early
was
2000s.
I assume it was more recent.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he was very good. This fella who looks kind of like a cross between Roy Orbison and the Big Bopper.
Yes.
Miller. What's his name?
I remember seeing him, but if you had gotten to my head, wouldn't be able to identify who he was.
Alex Miller.
Anyway,
he was terrific.
Of American Idol. Shout out to Alex Miller. Hope you're doing well.
He was terrific. He's from Kentucky.
I have a concert story that I have to share with you about country.
But also let me tell you this. I got distracted. So. That's good. Sharon and Ken are like, we're going to go upstairs and sit with Emily Ann's family.
Aww.
I'm like, oh, that's nice.
That's nice.
And then Sharon realizes, do you want to come? I'm like, no, I will stay here in my assigned seat. And then the guy from the agency also bolts and goes somewhere else, because I guess they got backstage passes, or they've got tickets to the after party. I don't know. I've got nothing. I've got one ticket. And I'm thankful for it. The show's sold out. And I'm basically, when everyone else is recording the songs, I'm recording Emily Ann talking between the songs so that now I have notes of things to ask her about when I do the interview. Because it was interesting how the concept of how she writes a country song, how anybody writes a country song, is so foreign to me. But she explained it in such a way that even I could understand it.
Okay.
Because it's the same as me coming up with topics for the podcast, or when I used to write the blog, or when I write the funny headline for the show. That's how they come up with these titles for country songs.
There's an art to it.
And I'm thinking,
for sure.
I've been doing it, I just don't have the musical side of it.
So you gonna start writing country songs now?
No.
You should.
But my friend David Lawver was in the audience. He writes country songs, and they were all it was a wonderful show. But my point is, I spent most of it sitting by myself in the row. I had lots of elbow room and leg room because everybody around me just left. But I felt bad that they didn't see the show, except they probably went to a better seat somewhere else.
Did. Yeah, that's usually how it works.
They got the upgrade.
Right.
Anyway, all right.
I was going to tell you about Morgan Wallen, because who is bigger in country music right now than Morgan Wallen?
I don't know.
Literally nobody. Well, if you're a country music fan,
what isn't Kenny Chesney bigger? No.
Right now, no.
Okay.
No, Morgan Wallen is it.
Okay. And he was in Dancing with the Knoxville Stars one time.
Was he?
Yeah, before he was well known.
I was gonna say, obviously he was on The Voice, many.
I didn't know that.
Many moons ago. Yeah.
I thought he was just another Gibbs High School guy, and that every few years Gibbs High School just anointed someone to be a country superstar.
Well, I I think that happens too, because Gibbs likes to churn them out. But no, in 2013. Is
that where you went?
He was on, no.
Oh, you went to Oak Ridge.
I married a guy from Gibbs.
Oh.
And then I divorced him.
I remember that.
I never show my face in Gibbs again.
I was thinking of going over there for the Apple Festival.
You got to go support that.
All right, never mind. Carry on.
That's all my in-laws. So I'm not going. So God bless you. You can go.
Ex-in-laws.
but Morgan Wallen, he came and did an opening act at the fair in 2014. And he opened for a guy named Cole Swindell, who you'll go, I have no idea who that is. But if you're a country music fan, you will remember Cole Swindell, who performed with
This was back in the day when the company I worked for would get into these fights over not being able to promote any of the country acts at the fair, and they would get so mad.
They would get upset at us and the frog, at the Ribbit Frog.
Because WIVK would promote, be the presenting sponsor.
I mean,
and we were trying to elbow our way in and get any way in at all. I think the only way we ever got in was when my station went classic hits, and
we did a couple things there that
with the pop stations.
Yeah.
With hot.
Well, no, I actually did something with the
hip hop station.
Yeah, for sure.
We talked about that last time you were here.
But I'm saying in like 2014, 2015ish, I actually did a country show with 100 station.
Did it go? Okay.
Pissed a lot of people off, but what do you?
Oh, I see. So it's anyway. This is Radio Wars. It's so weird, and I can go on about this. I changed radio stations.
Oh my gosh!
But we'll talk about that in maybe another episode, or if there's time at the end of this one. But it gets so annoying.
It does.
It's such a
competitive,
a whatting match, because if my competitor is promoting a wonderful charity event, I am not supposed to mention it.
No. It doesn't exist. It's dead to me.
It's dead to me. And it could be something like the citywide ball drop on New Year's Eve.
Yes.
Nope. If my station is not the promoting sponsor, I'll tell you to go to Gatlinburg and watch that New Year's Eve.
We'll talk about something else.
And it's with the LLS. It's with the Heart Association. It's with Cancer Society. In fact, the bigger ones, the Cancer Society, they're smart because they'll have multiple events through the year, and this one will be sponsored by the Top 40 station, and this one by the Light Rock station, and this one by the Country station, and so on, so that they can share the wealth and get promoted throughout the course of the year. But once your event is over, it's like Heart Association, you're dead to me. I moved on to Alzheimer's.
On to something else.
Now it's Alzheimer's time. Yeah.
Yeah, except for the Zoo and Dollywood, because everybody played nice with them. But
Dollywood is smart because they play nice with everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, the fair did too. The fair always did as well.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say about Emily Ann is, I think she can still grow and become, really big, because she's got the talent. She's awesome, big in terms of her career, because when Morgan Wallen came to the fair and he opened, nobody knew who the heck he was.
Did she open at the fair too?
She did. She did in like 2016. Actually, she did her own show. I booked her for her own show after she was on The Voice. And she was lovely and did a great show there too. But Morgan Wallen in 2015 came and opened for what we thought would be a big country star. And the country star, while he was lovely, I'm not going to say his name. I think he's.
You just said Cole Swindell.
This was that was 2014. So in 2015 we invited Morgan Wallen back again to open for another, because when you're new, you're just wanting to open.
You want stage time.
Open for Charlie Daniels, and the country. Sorry, Morgan Wallen. Like, he doesn't care because he's rich and famous and all.
He's not watching this.
And he's definitely not watching this. He does follow me on Twitter though. Well, X. Okay. Which is my only claim to fame in this entire world.
You can do better.
But so he comes and he opens, and there's literally 10 schnooks out in the audience. There's nobody there. And I was like, I'm sorry, man. And then literally a couple years later, he came and sold out the entire, like 4,500 seat venue. So my point is, Emily Ann can still do that too.
Yeah.
And it's fun to watch. Just like radio's fun to watch, these artists are fun to watch.
Oh, yeah, on the way up. Absolutely.
On the way up and what they do.
I mean, I think I told the story at some point about how Rihanna performed at the mayor's back to school bash at the Knoxville Expo Center.
Probably like 2005 or something.
Yeah, on this little riser stage in the corner of the room, and she just came in, and we had the tracks to Ponda Replay, which I think was the only thing she had at the time, and maybe some other Barbados-sounding song.
I actually remember this.
Were you there?
No, I
was there. I remember.
I remember the Top 40 station promoting it, because I was at that season of my life.
It was real. I walked her with her to the backstage and said, "Here you go up these steps."
And who knew she would do the Super Bowl 20 years later.
That's what happens. It's kind of exciting when you meet the folks on the way up.
You meet them along the way.
Now, in my current state of radio, I meet them on the way down. And
when they come back, same thing with the
I was
fair.
supposed to meet Emily. Same thing with the what?
The fair. They
Fair.
come back.
I was supposed to
They come
meet
back humbled.
Emily Ann Roberts at the Secret City festival
Okay.
a few years ago. She was supposed to be the
remember
opening
she
act
did that.
for 38 Special.
Okay.
And my station was promoting Loverboy and 38 Special.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe Jack Ryan's station might have been promoting the two country opening acts,
Yes.
perhaps. I think whatever it was we worked out. But either way, I would be there. And I kind of vaguely remember meeting Emily Ann at some point, but I can't place it.
Yeah.
Because the night that she was supposed to open for 38 Special got canceled due to torrential rain.
Doo-doo.
And the whole... then it was
Doo-doo or torrential rain?
due to...
This is a bad language episode. You should bleep it. Like,
No, that's funny. Because imagine if that were the cause.
I mean,
that would be like Bonnaroo, or
stranger
no, what would
things
that be?
have happened
That would be
in the fridge.
Burning Man. That's
Yes.
what they would call that.
It's the mudslide. The season of brown. Just everywhere.
Stop.
All around.
It's the season of death. So, but the thunderstorms came in during the night before, and my job, I was going to go out and watch Loverboy, and they told
Yeah.
me you can't.
Because there's probably nowhere to walk.
No,
It's just like-
it hadn't rained yet.
Okay.
They told me you can't go sit out front and enjoy the show.
Mm-hmm.
You have to stand here, stay within whatever X number of feet of the stage, because if these predicted thunderstorms arrive, you're the one, meaning me, I'm the one who's
the
going to
one
have to
first.
walk up on stage and stop the Loverboy show mid-act and tell everybody to go home.
Yeah.
That was my assignment.
Yes. That's a fun assignment. So,
But I had
certified party pooper.
Thankfully, I'd had a conversation about this with the Loverboy guy, Mike Reno, and so he knew that if he saw me coming,
Yeah.
so he sees me coming, and he looks at me and gives me the hey, I got this.
Yeah.
Look, and the band wraps up whatever song they're playing,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, hey, everybody, looks like we're gonna have to end the show a little early, but I know what you want to hear. Come, everybody's working
Good
for the.
point.
So they
Always
cut right
for
to
the
the end of the
weekend.
set list, working for the weekend. Everybody goes, yay. It was cut short, so when I came out there, at least I'm coming on after working for the weekend, and I can tell everybody it's about to lightning, take cover. You're
about to dump.
you're all gonna die.
Yeah. Don't get struck by lightning, people.
So it rained
a bad
so
time.
much that the ground got saturated, and they couldn't support the people or the stage or anything.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
38 Special got called off the next day.
Oh.
Yeah.
Loverboy
So I missed meeting Emily Ann.
Loverboy played the very first fair that I ever did.
They were good.
Yeah.
They did a good
Yeah.
job.
And that was, I mean, they love knocking.
But also, I get to meet like Casey and the Sunshine Band, or what's his name from
Yeah.
Styx, the good guy from Styx. Oh, I have a Styx story.
I have 6 stories too, sadly. Maybe that's for another day.
Dennis DeYoung, is it Dennis DeYoung?
Yes.
So I met him at the Secret City Improv Festival. Fantastic.
Yes.
2 thumbs up. I mean, just gracious and kind to me, but also, because I followed the rules. I played his game to do not say, and now here's Dennis DeYoung. You have to front the show. And I'm like, but I understand the language. I've been around radio and shows long enough that I'm talking to the manager, and they're talking to me like I'm the typical local yokel DJ who's going to want to come out there and steal the show and steal the spotlight and try to say, and stay out there until Dennis DeYoung walks on stage and make it look
Right.
like your buddy. That's not the job.
Okay.
The job is front the show, get your plugs in for the radio station and whatever else you've got to
Yes.
plug, and say that Dennis DeYoung will be coming up soon. Everybody who get excited. Well, I did the job. Otherwise he's going to stand back there. He'll stand back there as long as it takes to make people forget that I was out there.
Okay.
Well, I do that, and I go walking off stage, and he looks at me and goes, "Good." And he walks right out of me, and he walks out and does the show. I'm like, I successfully did the assignment.
Yes.
So I loved that. Same with Casey and the Sunshine Band. I thought they did great.
Yeah.
And even, I know you had a bad experience with Eddie Money many years ago. God rest his soul.
God rest
He learned this lesson by the time he came to Secret City Festival. He was on it, and all he cared about was making
Yeah.
amends and doing a good job.
For me, it was the people behind the scenes that were always cranky. It wasn't the actual talent.
Oh.
It was people who,
Yeah.
were working with them. Managers, tour people, they were barky and mean.
I've gotten yet another episode with failing to mention my new radio station. So,
oh my gosh, we
and
have
you have to
talk
go.
about that
But
next
it's time.
I know, it's so time.
All right, so I'm on Fun 105.9, playing 70s and 80s hits. It's the same company that owned Lake FM, and it's an interesting story about how I ended up transferring stations rather than staying on the same station and doing the new format.
Yes.
But fun1059.com. I've only been doing it for 5 days as we record this. I'm still learning all the verbal crutches and things that I've got to say.
Yeah.
So I hope you'll check it out if you like 70s and 80s hits.
Tune in.
And especially, it's interesting, I was going to talk about the people who try to predict the changes in radio on these online message boards that are still like very 1980s or 90s, I guess, whenever the message boards were hot.
Good luck, guys.
And it's so funny because they're just so remarkably wrong with regularity.
Yes. Yeah. It's typically how it works, yeah.
It's amusing. It's like, oh, that's like a fantasy world. They have this whole other universe that they're imagining how things work.
Horrible.
Instead of the nuts and bolts of it where you're just scraping by. All right, thank you so much.
Time flies when I'm here.
Well, come back. Will you ever come back?
Sure.
How soon? Soon?
Sure.
Okay. I'm
Tomorrow,
serious.
next week.
Okay.
Next month.
I'm just trying to put you on the spot while the camera's still rolling.
Sure.
Go to audibletrial.com/FrankandFriends show, like Sarah did.
Yes.
Where you can listen to all these different audiobooks, podcasts, tons and tons of audio entertainment. And when you use our URL there, you get a free 30-day premium membership, which includes the MP3 credit for a download. You get one of those every 30 days, or every month, I guess, when you're a premium member. And that first one is on the house, so make sure you try it out. And then it'll automatically renew until you decide that you've got too much to listen to.
Too many books.
It seems unlikely,
so little time.
Because that's the whole fun of it, is you just you keep it going, so you can listen to it at your own pace, your own leisure.
Books.
In the car, in the house, in the whatever.
Yes.
It's
entertaining.
Yeah.
We love it.
All right. And you can listen to Sarah.
Yes.
Okay. And the merch, we talked about the merch at the beginning. Go to frankandfriendsshow.com/store. And I expect you to bring, I guess you don't need to bring your canvas print, but I would like to see.
As soon as it comes, I'm bringing it with me.
I would like to see a TikTok about it. I mean, I'll never see a TikTok. I'd like to see
You'll see a TikTok if I send you a TikTok.
An Instagram or something that I might actually see.
Yeah, I'll share.
All right, because I've talked long enough that I don't have to do the TikTok that she threatened at the beginning, because now she's got to go do her Zoom call.
I actually have to work now.
I'm sorry. Please enjoy. It is the Frank and Friends Show. Follow us on all the social media and ding the bell
subscribe on YouTube.
Like and subscribe on YouTube so you don't miss out anything, and help us
ever miss an episode.
Get over the top.
Yes.
Get over the top.
Over the hump.
And
2,000.
We also need view hours too. That's not just a thing. It's not just subscribers. You gotta let the episode play. Don't just stop watching. Let it play.
Let it play. Let it marinate.
Yes.
Let it go.
Thank you, Sarah. This is the Frank and Friends Show. I'm with Potty Mouth. I'm Frank Murphy.
Hell yeah! I'm Sarah Roberto.
And we'll talk to you again next time.
Bye, guys.
I forgot I was going to call you Potty Mouth at the beginning of the episode, but you took care of it for us.
I did. I didn't say the F, though. So, that was good.